Hi folks, DA here from Romano Subaru. Just kidding. What's up nerds? Harbinger here, doing another flipped video. Here's your daily meme. Coder's gonna code. You can't go wrong with a cat strutting. And thanks to Google for the dank meme. I would say dank level, I'd rate it something like 7 out of 10, but the good level would be like 9 out of 10. So, this is not on the AP test. It's not in the mandated curriculum from the College Board. So if you're one of my students right now who's studying really hard for the test, that's cool. Thanks for tuning in. You don't have to learn this. It's definitely going to help, though, you understand classes a little bit better. So I realized when doing classes that, oh my gosh, we should really be using some of this stuff, and you can use it in a weird way. So we talked about how a class can have objects of another class as a field, and then I realized that a class could have objects of the same class as a field. So I'm going to answer that age-old question, hey, mommy and daddy, where do data structures come from? So they come from classes kind of using objects of that same class as one of their fields. So I'm going to make a monkey class, and I'll show you why in a second. So private int num of B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Thank you, Gwen. Private string name, and then I want a private boolean, you know, they stink. Monkeys typically stink, I guess. And then I realized what we could do. Private monkey, next one. So a monkey can have a monkey as one of its fields. So what I'm not going to do is constructors not shown, accessors and mutators not shown. So I know that you could generate them in Eclipse, or I know that you're a pro enough that you could easily just crank them out, whatever. There's a toString, stuff like that. I'm kind of just going over the basics of a monkey class. So I guess num of bananas and name and stinks doesn't really matter for this, but just in case I ever wanted to go back and make a fun class in which monkeys can have other monkeys attached to them, that's exactly what I want to do. So just to give you a picture, I've got monkeys linked together, and that's what we're going to do. So imagine that left-hand red monkey. That's got a name, like, you know, I don't know, Bubbles or something like that. And he's got 0 bananas currently, and he's on my computer screen, so he doesn't stink, but whatever. But he does have a next one, and that's the yellow one in the middle. So metaphorically, that's where we're going with this. So whatever on the monkey class, that's cool, as long as you know that there are other stuff here that just not shown. So anyway, in a tester class, so with public zodiac void main string args not in the same class, please, we're going to instantiate some monkeys. So tester class public static void main string args, looking like this. Monkey 1, be careful with my capitalizations, is a new monkey. And same deal, I got monkey 2 is also a new monkey. And I'm going to do monkey 3 is a new monkey. So if I was smarter, I would have made a constructor in which a monkey class, a monkey object could take in as a parameter another monkey. But then I realized that would be kind of like building it from the end of the chain back to the beginning, you know, as long as you're talking about that. Or I thought would be really funny is something like this. And what if I wanted a monkey to take a new monkey as a parameter? So monkey 3 is linked with this monkey that I just took in. That would be the next one. And then, it's a monkey constructor. So what if I wanted to do that? And before you know, I can have like 1,000 nested monkeys, which sounds really funny, but it sounds like a big pain in the butt too. So anyway, I have these 3 monkey objects. And what I want to do is I want to tell monkey 1, hey, you should know that you're going to be linked to monkey 2. So I'm going to do like 1.set next. I think I call it next, right? Next one. So next one to monkey 2. And I'm going to set 2 dot next 1, 2, 3. And right now, 3 doesn't have a next one. So 3's next one is null. And what I could do if I really, really wanted, and I know some of you were like, wait, can't you just do this? Yes, that's actually called a circular linked list. So if that's something you want to do, that's awesome. You could easily link it back to the beginning, but I'm not going to do that because I think we're talking about data structures in their infancy. So I have no idea if this is how actual data structures are actually made. I'm just guessing. But I think in the very beginning, when programmers were laying out variables and they're laying out classes and object-oriented programming, they realized they could link objects of the same class together like this to make a data structure. So it's kind of like out of the primordial soup of object stuff and variable stuff, more complex life is arising here. We're getting data structures going. Now, data structures are really important. We haven't done them yet in class, but they're going to help organize our stuff. You know, what if I just want a couple lines of code that might be able to go through a big long list of monkeys and see which one has the most bananas? Or maybe I want to go through a huge list of monkeys and I want to see how many stink. You know, something like that. And really what I could do is I could list them all like this in the very beginning, and I could link them all like this, and there is a smarter way to do it, but for now I'm just going with the basics. But to actually search through with a certain specification would be really, really fast. Instead of if 1 dot stinks equals true, stink count plus plus. If 2 dot stinks equals true, stink count plus plus. That'd be a ton of code, and I don't want that. I want a little bit of code that can handle a whole lot of stuff. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I am going to go through the list, and as long as we understand, I have 3 monkeys here, but maybe I have 3,000, or maybe 300,000 monkeys, whatever. I want to go through the list, and I want to count how many monkeys there are, and I want to have each one screech, like make noise or something like that. So I definitely have to get a variable. I want to count how many monkeys. So there's 0. And the other thing I have to do, I'm going to have a temporary monkey. So I'm not sure what monkey I'm on right now, but imagine I'm somewhere in the middle of the list, and I want to know where I am, and I want to make sure that there's an actual monkey there so I can keep moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to the very, very beginning. Hey, monkey temp, you're the very first monkey I've got. So maybe he's the only monkey in the whole list, or maybe he's one of a million, but whatever. Temp right now is like, I'm you. So I'm going to do something we haven't done in class yet. I'm going to use a while loop. And what that does is it says, well, as long as certain qualifications are true, I'm going to keep going. And this is going to be a little bit weird, but while, let's see, I'm going to write it like that. Not like that. Oh gosh. That's better. So what that's saying is, hey, while the next one isn't null, which means while you have a monkey next to you, while there is another monkey, I want the one that I'm on to make noise. So, hey, current monkey, make noise and move on to the next. So, that's it. So, like I said, if I wanted to count how many stink, I could. I could have like an int stink count or something like that. Right now, I see that I'm just going to count how many there are. So, not int count, that would be like a local variable. Oh, goodness gracious me. That. So the current monkey's going to make noise. I'm going to count how many monkeys there are, and I'm going to move on to the next one. And eventually I'm going to get to the end of the list. Right? Like I could get to monkey 10,000 and say, oh my gosh, there is no monkey to the right. So I keep looping and I looping until I get no monkeys to the right, and it says, well, the next one isn't null, which means this is now false. Hey, the next monkey isn't there. So it jumps out of the loop and it does whatever's underneath the loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to system.out.println count, because I just want to know how many monkeys there are. Done. That's it. Basics of data structures. So the reason that I didn't have 3.setNext1, a circular linked list, because this while loop would never terminate. Hey, while there's a next one, keep moving. Well, if everybody has a next one, including the end of the list, points back to the beginning, it's an infinite loop, and that sounds like fun, but I want my programs to run well. So that's a no. And if you want to do advanced data structures, that's cool too. Understand, please, advanced data structures are possible. We could have done like private monkey previous one, right? So every single monkey has one that came before it and one that came after it, and that's called a doubly linked list. Hey, I know neighbors on both sides of me, and we could have set them like that, and that way you can move forwards or backwards. That's kind of cool. Thanks, but no. And the other way we could do too is you could have a monkey class without that, and that's fine. And then we could have a completely separate class called like monkey node. And the monkey node class could have a single monkey variable inside of it. So the node knows it holds a monkey, and it holds the next thing it knows the next node. So every single node has something inside of it in terms of a monkey, and then it also knows where the next node is in the chain. So it would be like a single link in a chain, which is kind of cool. So the monkey class stands on its own, but then there's a data structure that just says, hey, I can handle all the monkeys, I can organize them for you, I can do all that stuff. And then you can even build on top of that. You know, hey, you've got code that essentially each link holds a monkey, and you can have a completely separate class for the actual chain itself. So it can do things like find the length of the chain. I'm not going to do that. That would be a linked list class, which is cool and all, but again, we're doing the basics. So as long as you understand that I've got a monkey class, it's got a lot of methods that I didn't show. It's got some variables that I did show. I've got 3 monkeys, but again, it could be 3,000. And each one has a next one, maybe. And I counted how many monkeys there are with a basic while loop. So again, not a super intense flip video for today. If you like what you saw, do a couple things. You could leave a big fat thumbs up. You could subscribe. You can get your cool friends to subscribe. You can get your uncool friends to subscribe. You could leave a like. You could leave a funny comment. And you can visit my merch shop. So if you want to help support the cause, go on there, buy some cool stuff. Kidding, I'm not selling squat. This is for school, and I'm not trying to make money off this. I'm trying to make a difference. Aww. So my big thanks for the week go to the immortal Josh Moore. Josh Moore cut some of the audio from a previous flip video and made an Android app soundboard. So, hey Josh, holla at your boy. Thanks, son. So you can have this cool soundboard app too for Android if you email me or Josh or ask nicely. Sorry, email me or Josh and ask nicely. So you could have such cool audio files as
"What's up, nerds?"
"What's up, nerds?" and
"Thanks, but no."
"Thanks, but no." So the other two that you have to hear are the tag team, me and Mr. Smith.
That's right, Mr. Smith.
And the last audio file you would get is Harbinger out.